Teacher knowledge and behavior is the component of the model that focuses on teachers' knowledge of students and content and on their expertise in classroom management and pedagogy. Teacher behavior is the element of teacher knowledge and behavior that encompasses classroom management and pedagogy. More information on this can be found in the Technology as Facilitator of Quality Education model. Students at 2 different schools are participating in a music class via the Iowa Communications Network, a statewide interactive telecommunications network. The teacher demonstrates content management, an element of classroom management, in his ability to manage a daily preview session. The teacher presents the main objectives of his lesson. Then he engages the students at both sites in a review of the 4 main families of instruments.
The objectives the student will be able to learn what a panpipe is and how sound is produced, learn a brief history of the panpipe, learn to produce characteristic tone and be able to produce various pitches, learn to play a simple melody, and learn to play as an ensemble. What we're going to talk about today to get started are the families of instruments. And what I'm looking for are what families of instruments do we usually talk about, the 4 basic families of instruments. And someone from Woodbury Central want to answer that. And you will have to use a microphone. One of the 4 families of instruments.
Brass.
Brass. Okay, someone from Hunt, what's another one?
Percussion.
Okay, very good. Someone from Woodbury Central, what's the 3rd one?
Woodwind.
Woodwinds, good. And then the last one over at Hunt?
Strings.
Strings, very good. So we have brass, strings, woodwind, and percussion. And now we need to talk about the characteristics. Let's go back to the strings. What are some characteristics of the string instruments? Can someone from Hunt tell us that?
After they review the characteristics of the 4 families of instruments, the students are asked to classify various instruments. The teacher narrows his focus to the panpipe. He gives a brief introduction to the features of the panpipe as well as its history. The teacher demonstrates an element of pedagogy in his knowledge of and skills in music.
I have one that looks like this. Can someone tell me what that is at Hunt Elementary?
Panpipe.
Panpipes, okay. And the panpipes, what family of instruments would they come in? Would they fall under? Adam?
Woodwind.
The woodwind instruments, okay. We're going to focus today on basically the woodwind instrument called the panpipes. When we talk about the panpipes, it's one of the oldest instruments of the world, and it can be dated back to ancient Greece times, and this has been documented in literature, in history, and drawings, and even in mythology. When we talk about a description of those, we have these small pipes, and I'm going to move it around a little, small pipes that are they're hollow in the middle, and they have bottoms to them that close it off, and then they have a board or a piece of wood that binds it together with yarn, and that's basically what a panpipe is. When we talk about the tubes are in various sizes, and when I try to get this on the camera fully, this is the longest pipe. You can see from finger to finger here. That's the longest pipe, and you're going to find that those play the lowest pitches. And then we even have the smallest pitches are played by the very short pipes.
The teacher shows the students a video clip featuring a professional panpipe player. He directs the attention of learners to the instrument's characteristic tone and various pitches. The teacher demonstrates another element of pedagogy in the way he facilitates music learning. The teacher couples his use of instructional resources with methods and strategies that engage the students' interest in music. The teacher again demonstrates an element of pedagogy by engaging in collaboration with colleagues. He has invited 2 experts at the University of Cincinnati to join his class via the Iowa Communications Network. The experts at the University of Cincinnati give the students information about the panpipe, Bolivian culture, and the role the panpipe plays in Bolivian culture.
Now we're going to switch over to the University of Cincinnati, and this is Robert and Deb Templeman, and they are from the University of Cincinnati. They're going to be talking about what they do there, and they know quite a bit about panpipes.
Also in the Andes, in Bolivia, there are different kinds of panpipes. They don't look anything like these, and they don't sound like them either. Imagine this panpipe. This panpipe is called rondador, like round. It's rondador. And it plays a whole bunch of different notes. Notice on the ones that you play, there's really only about 6 tubes. And on this one, you can have more than 20 tubes. They vary a little bit in size. And note how they are all different in length. And that the length, they don't go progressively bigger, 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 but in fact there's shorter ones and bigger ones and smaller ones and bigger ones all the way down. And what that does is it gives the player the opportunity to play 2 notes at the same time and to actually make little chords. And what you're hearing is I'm not playing just 1 note, but 2 notes come out at the same time. And in music, that's a chord. Those are the different kinds of flutes that the Native Americans from Bolivia play. And like I said, they play some of the flutes so that it will rain, and they play the panpipes to blow away the rain. I'm going to teach you one word in Quechua. This is the language of the people. And that word is pucuna. Can you say pucuna? Pucuna. Very good. Let me tell you what pucuna means. Well, pucui means it's the wind. It blows. And pucuna is that which is blown, or something blown like a musical instrument. And so they think of this instrument like the wind. That's why I told you about the wind earlier and how important it is. This instrument helps the wind, and it helps blow away the rain.
By inviting the experts at the University of Cincinnati to speak to his classes, the teacher exposes the students to perspectives on the panpipe they might not have received otherwise. In collaboration with science and math classes, the instructor has had sets of panpipes made for each student in his music classes. The students practice playing the panpipe with a familiar melody. The teacher once again implements an element of pedagogy in the way he facilitates music learning, giving the students the opportunity to play the instruments they have learned about and that they and their classmates have made, engages the students' interest and gives them a sense of ownership over the lesson.
And so what we're going to do now is we're going to learn a piece. We decided to do a simple piece because I was learning the panpipes the same time the students have been learning them. And we decided we're going to do Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And then Deb and Rob are going to teach you a Bolivian panpipe song. So we're going to start with the 7 ranks, start with 7-7-5-5. And probably most people are familiar with this piece. And we're going to try that together slowly the first time. And remember, we're working on the resonant at the pitch. Ready? We'll start with 7 rank first. Ready? Go. 7, 7, 5, 5, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7. All right, now that was easy for me to yell out the numbers. This time we're going to try to play without me telling you the numbers. So you have to listen to each other, which is an ear training skill, but you also have to know where you are on the pipe, especially when the 7 ranks have to go from 7 to 5. They're making sure that they have to change. Okay, let's start from the beginning one more time and make sure not to rush when we go through there. Okay, ready, 7s? 1, 2, ready, go.
The instructor demonstrates content management, an element of classroom management, by managing a daily review session. Before ending the class, the teacher briefly reviews the main objectives of the lesson, pointing out how the class has accomplished each of them.
Before we leave, I want to go over the objectives to make sure that we covered in this lesson today. And when we do that, we had students would be able to learn what a panpipe is and how sound is produced. And so when we go through that, I think you learned a little about the panpipe and how the sound was produced. produced. You learned a brief history of the pound pipe, how it was created, when it was created, and what countries that it comes from. You learned to produce a characteristic tone and be able to produce various pitches, and we did that, and you did that very well. You learned to play a simple melody. We learned Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and we basically got started on the Bull Song that you could probably learn on your own. And you learned to play as an ensemble, which basically is a lot of cooperative learning when you do that. And so I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Hunt Elementary for being such a good participant, and also Woodbury Central. And at this time we are done with our lesson, and I want to thank you very much.